It's Pa Salieu. You're watching France 24. You're listening to Energy right now, featuring my sister Mahalia from my new tape, Send Them to Coventry. My first tape. Thank you.
Some brothers give in, some make it out. Some ain't got the heart, some behold the spirit. Some do it for the living, most do it for clout. Some do it for the money, the dollar, the pound. Some get it on their own, leech on their own.
He's the UK's freshest and hottest new rapper. And although this year was a tough one for newcomers, this 23-year-old artist from Coventry has broken through to mainstream success. His January hit Frontline, with 3.4 million views on YouTube, started a torrent of new tracks and collaborations with the likes of FKA Twigs and Burberry. He's signed to the same management as Adele, Jamie T and London Grammar. Pa Salieu, hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Where are you?
Right now, I'm at my management's office.
In London. You've just moved to London.
Yeah.
How's it going? What's it like?
It's going all right, you know. I ain't experienced like nothing much. Just working, to be honest. It's work, non-stop.
And protect your energy. It's a good mantra for 2020. Where did that song come from?
You know, like all my life, that's the only option, isn't it? Protect your energy or break down.
We definitely need to protect our energy in 2020. That song is on your new album, Send Them to Coventry. Some people watching, because it's an international audience, might not know what that actually means, Send Them to Coventry. Can you explain it?
It's an old saying, like, to completely cut somebody off, you know? And even though I'm from Coventry, that's what I've been feeling most of my life, you know? People like me being cut off. What transcends with me. Just trying to rise above everything, you know?
And Coventry is where you grew up after spending a few years in the Gambia. On your track Informer, you say, COV, #City of Violence. You grew up in the Hillfields area, which ranks as one of the most economically deprived areas in Britain. Tell us a bit about what it was like for you growing up there.
Even like going to school, you're gonna have to pass Hood Street. You know what I'm saying? Hood Street, you'll see night workers, even in the morning times, you know what I'm saying? You'll see crackheads everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's inevitable, man. So many people, so many friends from primary school, which are now crackheads, died or in prison. Like, it's just, being from Coventry is very motivating, you know? Not just for me, for a lot of people, because you're coming from where I'm coming from, you're on the low, you have no option but to move high or break down.
Pa, tell us, how did you then make that decision that you were going to rise up and not go down a different route that you could have gone down? I'm
the first generation being born in this country. You know what I'm saying? So my parents coming here, all their motive was to work. So that's all I know. It's a pleasure being born in England, you know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure being sent to Gambia at a young age. So I came back knowing who I am, my culture. I was born in Britain, but my first language is Wolof, you know what I'm saying? When I came back to England, I came with pride. I came with knowledge of who I am. I knew like the whole motive of my life, if I don't die before, like my whole motive is to rise. So it's always been a plan. But music though, I came across music. You know what I'm saying? Like one of these journeys I ran into one of our friends, like an international student from Romania. He was in Coventry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just went there to drop something. I saw a studio in his house. I'm like, yo, I've been writing, you know. Like I write notes, I think a lot, you know, so I've always found it easier writing my feelings, my thoughts, everything. I never knew I'd turn it into lyrics or anything, but when I came across that studio, that's when you know, that's what I knew, like, yo, I want to try hit this music. There's so much voices that can't be heard, you know what I'm saying? That just that simple facts pushes me, like, everyone that can't. I know so many people in prison, you know, for stuff they had to do, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in prison for stuff they didn't do. You know, I can vouch for that. There's so many people that just can't, you know, their voice can never be heard, bro. You know, like, it has to push me, innit?
Look, my name is Pa and I'm from Hillset. Bust gun, dodge slugs, got touch, skip death. Fuck girl, get money and I don't take threat. I'm a knock up boy and I know that well. Will I die by the sword? Only time will tell. Come on. How many glidings with S and R? Never drawn out by the cameras. Repent for my sins, I still praise Allah.
This time last year, Pa, you produced a few tracks, like Demalai. You were recovering yourself from being shot in the head. You refer to that in Block Boy. I come from a city of violence. My name is Pa. I'm from Hillside. Bust gun, dodge slugs, got touched, skip death. Did coming that close to death change the way you saw life?
I've been seeing death around me, innit? So, nah, I've always seen the bigger picture, so.
And a year later, you are one of the few breakthrough artists of the year, in a year where musicians have been suffering because of no gigs, no festivals, no club nights. You're on the covers of magazines that don't generally feature rising UK hip-hop talent. What's been going on in 2020 then? How have you done it?
It's been a blessing for me, you know, like, it's a shame with what's going on in the world, innit? But at the same time, it's been an eye-opener, you know. If you leave 2020 without learning anything, I don't know what's wrong with you. To be honest, you know, this year you can't really run away from anything, you know. Like this year, you can't run away from yourself. And the best thing in life is knowing yourself. So this time gives you that time, technically.
They don't know about the block life. Still doing Mazza in the Frontline. They don't on what I'm on, right? Still doing Mazza in the Frontline.
The success started with Frontline. The video is filmed like a documentary in Hillfields in Coventry. What do you think it was about that video that's made people click more than 3 million times?
It has to be relatable, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from is just like any other cities, you know what I'm saying? Like the harsh truth is like everywhere, towns, villages, like you'll find people coming from same background I'm coming from, you know what I'm saying? White, black, Asian, you know, I've come across so many people like me, like Frontline, for example. There's so many Frontlines in this world. Africa, there's Frontlines. There's that strip where everything goes on.
Pa, you've got a lot of fans out there. And when I wrote on Twitter that I was interviewing you, they sent me some questions for you.
Oh, for real.
The first one comes from the Gambia.
Hi, Pa Salieu. My name is Alusise. I am from the Gambia. +220. When are you coming to the Gambia? And yo, do you speak Wolof?
I do, and I'm trying to come next year. Next month. I can't accept nothing what's happening without me going back yet. Success. I call it progression. Far from success. Success is when I build my primary school back home, you know. Build my little hella studios in Coventry. That's successful. Yo, I need to go back home. That's no doubt. That's like, yeah, I have to.
And it was through your auntie in the Gambia that you discovered music. Tell us more about that.
Back home, like there's tribes, there's cultures. You know, there's a tribe like just musicians. You know, there's a tribe ancestors, warriors, doctors. You know, it's just crazy. So one of my family's tribes is like musicians. Gewel, call them Gewel. You know, entertainers. You know, but music is. That's what I'm saying. Like the way I perceive music is different. You know, it's not just a brand or business. Music is about your culture, who you are, your family, your past, your history. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is back home, innit? So that's why I ain't a punchline artist. What you hear is literally what's going on. Like, you know, yeah, man. I've learned a lot from her.
Next, Pa, I've got a question for you from Coventry.
But just mad respect for what you're doing, bro. I think your music is amazing. It's powerful. Energy is just beautiful and just gets a really great message across to young people. So that's my question to you, really. Through your music, through what you're doing, and with the crazy year that we've had this year, what is your message to young people out there?
Keep pushing. Protect that energy. It's the most important source. Break down or make it out, you know, in any way possible. Straight, don't look left or right. Nah, real shit. Don't look left or right. Just go straight.
Next question is from New York.
So recording live from New York. That's the Black Life, the Frontline. They don't know about the Black Life. You know it. So to my fellow Gambian brother, Pa Salieu, I have a question. What's your favorite sport? And if you had to choose a sport to pursue as a career, what would you choose? My name is Jaruba, by the way, and I play basketball. And also, I have another question for you. Would you play me one-on-one if I ever come out the UK? Yeah.
What would I do? What would I do? I love sport, you know. I love sport, but you know, it would have to be MMA. Yeah, I love it.
Soul in the world where the music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact black, music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact black. I am fed up.
I wanted to ask you about your track Black that came out in October, a few months after the world's anti-racism protests. And the video shows the different ranges of Black cultural heritage, but it's also a critique of racism. Talk to us about the video and what we see there.
So as to represent different kind of, you know, Black Panthers. It's my ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Master Musa dressing and that. You get me dressing like Omar if you watch the Wire or anything. Wire. You know, like just different characters of it. Like in the end, so much beauty in the culture in the end. My skin tone's labeled as a swear word. It goes with the name of send them to Coventry. It means to completely cut someone off. You know what I'm saying? This is what I've been feeling like most of my life.
You're planning a 6-date tour next May in Bristol, Manchester, Nottingham, London, Birmingham and Coventry. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling about it? Do you think we're going to be able to have concerts by then?
Yeah, I think so. If I think so, most likely it would happen because I aim for it to happen. You know,
are you feeling hopeful about the future?
Yeah. No, hopefully like this time in 2 years we're talking about, you know, everything I've done in Gambia, what I've done in Coventry, you know, you never know.
Pa Salieu, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. Just before we go, have you got a message for your fans out there watching?
Don't look left or right, look straight. That's it.
Pa Salieu, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to see what you're going to be doing next. Your album, Send Them to Coventry, is out now. Thanks again. See you next time.
Thank you for having me.
You have enjoyed your program with Air France Protect, promising you a pleasant trip with total peace of mind.